Hello, sound on Facebook. I've put it so that you can see. Should be able to see the. Let's just do. No. Sorry. Oh yeah. Is it better like that? Do you want the chat on there? On Facebook and YouTube? Hi Sandra. Right, Sandra can hear and see on Facebook. Do you prefer being able to see the captions on there, the comments? I think it's quite handy, isn't it? Because then you can see what everybody says, although not on all of them. Hello to TikTok. Hello to Instagram. I think we're all working. Imagine that. Does it look like it's like streaming with enough bandwidth? Because it was really struggling last time, wasn't it? I might need to put something on my chair because I've got shorts on and I think it might stick. Thanks to my daughter. Going to steal her hoodie. She's probably watching this and she's probably going to be, oi, that's mine. Right, as you arrive, please give me a wave, give me a comment, keep talking. It helps to share the video around to other people, and it shows that we are a very active live stream, and that it shares it around to people a little bit more. I see that Kate's on. Can you hear me, Kate? Can you see me? Give me a wave or send a comment. I was just saying it's really, really helpful if you comment as much as you possibly can. You will have your hands full. But this is absolutely an interactive workshop tonight. So, hey! Yay! Is that the same Kate that we... I saw your name come up. Is it... It's Kate from... We used to do lockdown quizzes together, didn't we? Is it the same one, or have you just got the same name? Hello. So yeah. How's that corset doing, Kate? Oh, Nanny McPhee's online. Hello, Nanny McPhee. Do you know what? I've actually been really stressed this week, and I've been really stressed about doing this live, and the tech has been a nightmare again. I feel like that's all I ever moan about. But I know that I need this. This is exactly, I basically have just set, Raj. Oh, you were on before, weren't you, Raj? Well, you're here to learn how to draw mandalas today, Raj, if you haven't already learnt. I've sent out craft boxes to lots of people, and a lot of those people are joining tonight, and we're going to use our kits to make beautiful mandala coasters that look a bit like this. However, the people that have received their boxes are going to have the lovely paints and the lovely coasters and everything they need to make this. But if you want to learn how to draw mandalas, stick around and you can learn. I do go off on a tangent a lot. So if I start saying something and I go off on a tangent and then I forget what I was saying, please do remind me. Kate, the corset's dead now. Oh, shame. That was a good corset. I'm glad that you have enjoyed the box. But basically, I have set this business up because I get very overwhelmed and stressed, and I feel like I want to be more creative. One, because it's just lovely to do it, but two, because it is just really good for you. And when our brains and lives are so busy all the time, it's almost a way of forcing us to take one evening, just one evening a month, to do something creative for ourselves. And I wanted to set this up because I love learning different crafts. And I thought I was in a really stressed place. My regulars have heard this story a million times, but I will say it every month. I was in a really stressed place, and I went to Hobbycraft, and I thought, right, I just need to do something creative. I don't care what it is. And I was there, and I was so overwhelmed by all of the craft things that were available. And I thought, I just want someone to go, right, here, make this month. But then I realized that what I would do is go, oh, that's a great idea. And then I'd put it in my little craft graveyard with all the other craft supplies. So this is why we do a live craft night. And I really, really try and get people to come online and put the date in the diary and keep it free, because we don't do it enough. We don't prioritize ourselves, and we don't, make time for ourselves. And it's really good for us. And this week, I've needed this more than ever because I've been really stressed in the lead up to this box. Oh, hi, Anna. I saw, did you receive your, you bought the 2 boxes, didn't you? You bought this month's, and you bought the glass resin flowers. So I really hope you enjoy the glass resin flowers. They were such a lovely box. We made these. Oh, it was so nice to make. And you know what I discovered as well? Unfortunately, I've had to go into hospital with a family member, and hospitals don't like you taking real flowers in, but these were perfect to take in for hospital flowers. Right. I'm also recovering from a bit of a cold, so please excuse me if I'm you're still waiting for the flowers. I did send your I sent them on, did I send them? I actually sent them on Sunday, I think. I was supposed to send them Thursday or Friday, but I missed my flight back from Spain because I'm a wally. So everything went out a little bit later, which is probably why I'm so stressed now as well. I really hope. So yeah, sorry, Anna, you will have got your no, brain's gone dead. Oh, your tracking number today, because I sent out your tracking number today, but it was sent on Sunday, so it should be with you very shortly. And do you know where you can find the live for the glass resin flowers? It's on YouTube on the live tab. So if you go to my account on YouTube and you don't see it, it's on the live tab, not on the normal tab. Right. Have we got anybody else here? We should have some more people here. We've got another Sandra. We've got Sandra the OG, and we've got another Sandra joining. If you are here, please do send me a wave message. Let me see that you are here, because I don't want to start too early. Oh, it's only 3 minutes past 5:30. So I can waffle on a little bit longer. Oh, good. I'm glad. But also, oh yeah, just to remind you, we have a closed Facebook group for our makers. You don't have to have bought a box, but if you want to be part of our creative community, we have a closed Facebook group, and it's really lovely. There's not that many people in there yet, but it's really friendly. And you could just post whatever you've been making recently. It's just really nice to be a part of a lovely little community where we're all making the same things. And then we've had extra people. We've had Diane. Hi, Hendy. Hello. We've had Diane, who she made we did lino cut prints a few months ago. And then recently she made a beautiful lino cut print for a wedding card for some friends that she went to their wedding. So these skills are just so lovely for just coming out again later. A friend of mine sent me a picture today of a broken plate, and she was like, I need some help because we're gonna get together and we are going to mend her plate with kintsugi, which was the Japanese art of repairing broken pottery with gold. So we did that a few months ago. Shall I go through some other things that we made? Because we've made some really, really beautiful things. Eileen's on. Oh my goodness, Eileen's here. Everybody say hi to Eileen. Eileen's bought a box every single month, but she has such a busy social life that this is the first one she's made live, I think. Oh, Georgina's here. Hello, Sophie's here. Hello. Oh, I'm so excited. Do you know what? I always... oh, yeah. Sorry, Anna. They are... The lives normally are about 2 hours. Anna, head on over to Facebook. If you want to join the closed Facebook group, it would probably help if I told you what it was called. But go to Curious Octopus Makers. Is that what it's called? Gosh, I really should know. I'm sure it's called Curious Octopus.art makers. So I'll share it in the Facebook group later on. Or if can you guys post in the Facebook group? I can't remember. On my Facebook page. Right. Do we have enough people? Not enough people, but do we have people here? Let me just go through some of the other things that we've made in our lovely Curious Octopus boxes. We have made macrame or macrame, depending on how you want to say it. I like saying macrame. I think I've been saying it wrong this whole time, but we learned how to do this. And just a reminder, I'm not an expert on any of these things. We are learning the basics and we are just finding new skills. And if there's something that you like, I mean, eventually I'd really love to be able to provide follow-on sessions to all of these. If you really liked one of the crafts, then we could do more. But for the minute, I'm keeping it simple. So we've done that. We've done mosaics. We made this mosaic tile that can be used inside or outside. We've done the lino cut prints. I don't know if I've got a lino cut print anywhere here, probably somewhere. We did glass painting. You joined. Oh, yeah, you need to be accepted. Will I be doing mosaics again? I might do, actually, maybe next year. I want to make sure that I'm teaching lots of new things, but we could make different things with the different crafts. So yeah, maybe. It was a really lovely one, actually. Oh, Sandra's on YouTube on the computer. That's good. As long as you're here, Sandra, that's great. Right, shall we start? I missed the mosaic and glass painting. I didn't find you until the kintsugi. Well, you're here now. It's fine. We probably will go through some of the other crafts again because they were really lovely. If I've got some more time, I might just do some extra ones, just to kind of catch up ones. So yeah, potentially. But thanks for letting me know. Like, keep poking at me if there is something that you really want to learn, because, you know, I'll try and fulfill any demands. But it is just me at the moment. It's literally a one-man band and it's amazing, but it's a lot of work. So hopefully I will be able to well, fulfill lots of creative desires. Right. Do we have everybody here? Hendy, funny you should say that. Oh, no, needle punching. There's two things I've got my eye on at the moment, which are probably going to be the next couple of boxes. Should I tell you? I don't want you to like be set on them because they might change, but my next couple of ideas, it's almost like needle punching, but not quite. It's a bag that you have a plastic grid type thing, and you kind of sew it and make it into this clutch bag. Love this. I'm really excited about this, but I'm trying to source all the information, all the equipment. And the other one that we are definitely doing, but not September, we're going to do it for October, is needle felting. So I'm really looking forward to that one as well. And we are currently sorting the design for that with the lovely Bev, who helped me set this up right from the beginning. And she is an absolute expert on needle felting. So I think we're going to be doing some Halloween-y type needle felting in a couple of months. Anyway, so yeah, I think that's what we're doing. But needle punching, I haven't. Do you mean like, so the needle punching, you pull it, you make rugs and things with it, don't you? It looks really good, but you can make like pictures. I'll look into it. But maybe we should have some kind of post on the makers group to put your suggestions in. And if there's something that you all really want to do, then I'll try and get it done. Right. Do you think we've got everybody here that needs to be here? I reckon like 11 minutes in. So I think people designing on tote bags. Oh, that sounds really cool. Nice. Yeah, do you know what? I love the idea. I love just creating for the sake of creating. But I do really love it when whatever we create is useful. You know, we've made lampshades, and like the wall hangings are lovely and things that you can put up. But when you can make a sign for your door, or you know, like the lampshades or whatever, or the coasters. Right. Oh, Libby's here. Hi, Libby. How you doing? I need to. Right. Okay, Anna just got the number 2 gifter badge. Thank you very much. Right, yes, the session normally lasts about 2 hours. Although we've got enough equipment to paint 4 coasters. So you may not complete it within these 2 hours, but that's fine because you can just carry on whenever you want. Right, so if you open your Curious Octopus box, you have your information card with the date, today's date. Let's try not to get distracted and go through the contents of the box. Sandra Ives, you will have extra in your box because I wasn't 100% sure what I was putting in, and you were the first person to get it. So you've got loads of extra. So these are the things we're going to be using. We have our 2 coaster packs. I always put them in a kitchen roll because we're going to use the kitchen roll as well. We have a ruler, we have a stencil, we have black paint, and in the box there are 6 more colours of paint. I'll talk about the paint a little bit later. There is some paper. There are some dots for the foot of the coasters. There's a fabric pen, a palette, a pencil sharpener, a compass and a little pencil, and some dotters and your rubber. So what we're going to do first is learn how to draw mandalas, and this is going to be just a bit of a trial and error for you guys to see which one you like the best. And it will all depend on your level of skill or your preference. So you've got some paper in your you should have 4 pieces of paper. We're going to do 3 different types. You can draw on both sides of the paper. Don't get too het up on making this perfect. It's just trying it out, okay? So what we're going to do first is get our pencil. These pencils are fine, but to be honest, I was going to put a bigger pencil in as well. Give your pencil a little bit of a sharpen because they are sometimes not the sharpest, those little ones. Sorry, they're so little. Right. And you're going to get your ruler. And we're going to start all of these mandalas in the same way. I'm going to start with the easiest one, which is the stencil. It's all very self-explanatory and it's all, yeah. Also, sorry, I lost my train of thought then. All of your stencils may be slightly different to this. I think there's 4 different types of stencil, but it's fine. The great thing about mandalas, and what I have learned from learning mandalas, is that you really do have to try and use your own creativity. No 2 mandalas should ever be the same, and you should never copy someone else's completely, because it's a really good way of kind of getting your own feelings into your mandala, okay? So what we want to do first is find our central point. So if you use your ruler and you line it up with the diagonal corners of your page, and just in the middle, do a little line. What we're going to do is do it the other way around as well. And then where those points cross is the central point of the paper. Okay. Oh, thanks for the rose, Charlotte. Right. These mandalas are good in a way. However, they can sometimes be not that accurate because the spaces are quite big, and they can be a bit tricky to hold still. So put your center point in the center. If you've got a little bit of tape, you are very welcome to use that. You should be able to hold it down. So put your cross right in the middle. And with this one, we're not going to do a mandala all the way around, but I would just draw some lines around the outside. So if it does move, you know where you've gone wrong. You can just line it up again. Kids laughing outside. Okay. So now all you do with your mandala stencil is draw the stencil. I don't know if that's my kids outside or... So with the outer circle, push towards the outer part. And you only need to do this gently. And don't forget, these aren't going to look very fancy or anything. They are just a guide. You probably don't need to do all of this, but just have a little go so you can just see where you need to push on the mandala. I find it easiest to push on the outer, the point in the space furthest away from the hole in the middle. Warm, isn't it, at the moment? My goodness, yesterday was ridiculous, wasn't it? And you'll find yourself just kind of switching off. I certainly do. And I think that's the bit when you kind of come round and you think, oh, where'd I go then? That's the bit that you want to be aiming for. Okay, I'm nearly done with this. Okay, we're done. Oh, Sandra, thanks for letting me know. Shall I get rid of the chat? Is that better? Probably can't see it very well because the stencil is the same colour as the... Can you see that? Thanks for letting me know. I'll move them all a little bit. Ooh. Yeah, that needs to be... Ooh. Sorry. Oh, is it going to do that thing where it blurs it all out? That's annoying. I can't have that. Sorry. If you do have any issues with streaming to one or the other of the services, maybe try one of the different ones. TikTok's got quite a good view, and it looks like Facebook and YouTube has got quite a good view now, but Instagram, I think, blurs anything that isn't faces. So if anyone... Oh, there we go. Is it that? No. It's blurring it, isn't it? Is it blurred on Instagram? Right. So what we're going to do now, so you've got your basic shape of where the lines are. It will look a bit messy because of those lines in the middle. If you use your compass, does everybody know how to use a compass? Put your pencil back in. I'm going to go through it anyway. You put your pencil so that the tip is at the same place as the compass tip. Tighten it up so they should roughly meet. Okay. And then you can put the tip of... If you tighten this top bit, you can loosen this so that it gives you... It's quite good if you're doing bigger mandalas, but you can change the angle of the end of the thingy. But I find just tighten it up so it's straight is probably the easiest thing for now. Okay. Right, and what we're going to do is do a... Oh, it's blurred on YouTube. Are you kidding? Why is it doing that? It's like there's a filter or something on it. No. I don't want to press too many things because it will ruin it. Right, let's see if it'll stay in focus. I wonder if I can do it so that it's not got my face in it. Oh, that's so annoying. Okay. Oh, I don't know why it's doing that. That's really annoying. Right, so we're going to use our compass just to draw a small circle in the middle. It does, right, none of this matters on the sizes. We are going with the flow. We're doing what we fancy. We're going to put the point of the compass on our cross in the middle. And we're going to just draw a very little circle. Don't put too much pressure on because you will change the angle, like the spacing of the compass. It does take, this is why we're practicing, because it does take a little bit of getting used to. And the smaller the circle, the harder they are. So that is how you do the space. This is what we're doing now, is just learning how to draw the basics. So that is number one. That's the stencil. If we go again, we're going to do the second type. Well, I will show you. I'm going to explain how to do each one, okay? But I'm hoping that you focus on one of these second two. I can't believe it's blurry on YouTube as well. That's so annoying. Right. Okay, we're going to do the same again, and we are going to take your pencil out of the thing. If you have another pencil, I'm really sorry. I was going to send another one in there. Okay, we're going to find the midpoint again. Actually, with this one, we're going to, on one of the lines, it doesn't matter which one, we're going to draw the line all the way across. One of them you can do shorter, one of them drawing all the way across. So find the points and draw a line all the way across. Okay? Now, from that middle point and all the way up to the outside, we are going to mark a centimetre. We're going to mark every centimetre. 1, 2, 3, up to maybe 6 or 7. Whatever you want to do, really. So you have that. See that? Okay, we're going to go back in and put our pencil back in our compass. The point on the middle point, and we are going to draw a circle at every centimetre. So put your point on the point and move the pencil until it's in line with each marking. And as I said, the smaller ones are harder. It does take a bit of getting used to. And then pull it out. It doesn't matter if it's exact or not. We're just going with it. And we're going for the next one. And can you see that they get a bit easier? But again, be careful not to put too much pressure on it, because you will have a circle that's trying to turn into a spiral. I would massively encourage you to just doodle with the compass. It's really nice. Fine. No, you can turn the paper. It is not cheating at all. Whatever works for you. So I try that. Oh. Yep, works just as well. And then one more. Yep, turning the paper works fine. Okay, so then we are left with the rings like that. Okay. And what you can do there is extend the lines from both corners. Just so that it goes through the, across through the middle. And then do a straight line, again, roughly straight line across the middle. So that you've sectioned it up into 6 sections. And all we're trying to do with this mandala is work out a way of keeping the symmetry in these paintings. So this is what, this one, we're just going to have a little go at trying to section each one of these sections up. So I'm going to keep the middle part a whole circle, and then I'm going to draw some elongated M's, and I'm going to try and keep the same amount in each one of the sections. Okay, so I'm going to draw a big M in the second section. Like that. Can you see that? Still trying to make it okay. We're just going to do really simple ones, and then the same again on the next section round. I'm going to just do an M. If you want to do the same thing, that's absolutely fine, and I'm going to keep it going round, and I'm going to do just 2 little M shapes all the way around. They're not very even, but it doesn't matter. I'm kind of just drawing a little flower really for the minute. And then you decide what goes in the next section. But what we need to try and do is make sure that it matches up with what is in the next section around. So hang on, I'll show you what I've done there. I've corrected the little bit that I did wrong. Okay. And then you just do, I think what I'm going to do is do a big teardrop in between, and it doesn't matter, they don't have to stay within that section, but what we need to do is make sure that each one of these sections is the same. I'm going to do a teardrop in between each one of those petals. So I'm only going to do this one, and then we're going to move on to the next type of mandala. Because I want to be able to finish one whole one. So this is just, we're going to go a bit more in depth when we're doing our actual coasters, but this is basically a bit of an example of what the start of the mandala can look like. So we need to just repeat the pattern all the way around. Okay, can we start the next mandala? I know it seems like we're just starting things and not finishing, but this is just the basics, because once you've done that, the end bit is the same for all of them, okay? So we're going to do one more, and this is my favorite one. This is like the creme de la creme of mandalas, and this is really kind of the way that we all should be doing it. So I'm hoping that you all choose to do this one because this is the most satisfying. Right. If again we start by drawing a line, finding our central point. You can do a line a little bit longer than, do it a couple of inches long. If you see that, I've got some makeup smudge on my paper because I've obviously just moved my, touched my face and then touched my paper. Right, put your pencil back in your compass. And what we're going to do now is, there's no measuring here. This is all just going with the feel of it, okay? We're going to put our point and we're going to move this to, I don't know, like an inch, inch and a half maybe. How much is that? I mean, like I've just said, there's no measuring, but just so roughly, somewhere between an inch and a half. It doesn't need to be measured. It's just so that I can tell you roughly how much. Right, we're going to draw a circle in the middle. This one is called the flower of life or the seed of life. So we have our circle, okay, with a cross in it. Now, at one of the points where the straight line touches the circle, so there, so there, we're going to put our point of the compass on that point on the outside. So it's basically going to swap with the inside and the outside. So our pencil is going to touch that central point. Now draw a circle there. So what you have now is two circles. But you can still see where that central point is. Now, what we're going to do is where those two meet, we're going to do a circle from there, where my finger is. Okay, so you can see where the middle point is, and you can see where the two circles meet. Either side, you can do it that side or that side, because we're going to go all the way around. Okay, is everyone following? Is everything okay? So at one of those points where you put the point on where the two circles meet, the point of the pencil goes into the middle point, and you draw another circle. So now you have three circles. Then continue around, so then go to the point where that circle meets the middle circle. So I've just drawn this circle. So I'm going to go from where that point meets this middle circle. So I'm going from there. Okay, so this is my middle circle. That's the one I just drew, and this is the one I'm going to do. And this is my middle circle. That's the one I just drew. So this is the point that I'm going to draw from. Is everybody following? And we're going to draw all the way around and then move to the next point. If you need me to explain it again, please do let me know. And what we're going to do is draw an extra 6 circles all the way around. And you'll be left with this lovely pattern and a flower in the middle. Okay, you see that? Do you all have something like that? It is way more satisfying and less fiddly. And the thing is, lots of people, the reason why I wanted to show you all of the different ways is because lots of people feel like you need to measure it out and you need to use stencils. It looks like it's easier, but I wanted to show you that it's really not. This one looks more fancy. It looks way more impressive, and it is the better way of doing it. So hopefully we'll all go with this one. So now what you can do from here is you can find the extra points. So if you put your compass in the middle again, the point in the middle, move your pencil to the outside of the furthest point of one of your circles, and you can draw a circle all the way around to just encompass all of those together. That gives you a lovely, lovely effect. And then you can see you've got points. I'll show you that. Okay. And then from there, you can add any other circles inside just to give you a bit more of a guide. So we are going to be playing with this ourselves. I'm going to be guiding you, and you can see what I'll be doing, although it's blurred. I'll do what I can to show you as much as I can. But also, you can go one further if you want a few more. If you want a few more guides from here, you can also use those points to create another round of circles. So, oh, focus, please. Those points there, where those two. Why is it not focusing? There we go. So you could use those points there to draw more circles. So where those two match up there, and where those two match up there. So I'm just going to do that so that you can, so I've moved this, I need to put it back to the size that it was. And then I'm going to use those outer points, but I'm not going to go outside that circle. I'm just going to, can you see that I've just done that upper one, and it just gives me an extra section in there. So can you see I've just done that top one? So then I can go from that point there. So then I can go from that point there and draw another circle there. So I'm going to do a few more of those, and you can see how satisfying this is. Hendy said this is what she used to do in class at school. Right, once we've done this, I think we've done enough practice. Oops. And we're good to go to start our coasters. But I wanted to give you enough of a head start so you can try different things on your coasters if you want to, because the whole point of this is just about getting creative, trying new things. There's no right or wrong. Please, get out of your way in terms of judging yourself and judging what you've made, because, oh, wicked, you got a double row. Yeah, great. That's perfect. Yeah, sometimes it's hard to work out which dots, which crosses you're supposed to do it from. There you go. That's actually very clear now. You see that one there? And can you see you've got all these lovely markings now? And if you wanted to, you could just colour those sections in. You don't have to do anything extra on them. They can be used as guides, or you can just colour the sections in, and that is enough. Okay, right, shall we do some coasters? I'm going to, so this one that I painted earlier was actually done with the radial technique, which is the one we did second. I just drew round and round and round and then added the dots in. Okay, and you can change the size and shape, but you just use that radial technique. Oh, it's really hard to see, isn't it? Right. If you get your coasters out, you've got two green and 2 blue coasters, well, tiles. I have given you, I should have given you a few more of these actually, because I'll tell you why. Don't use, these are for the bottoms to turn them into coasters, but one of these we are going to use to keep our compass still. Hi Lola. Oh my goodness, Lola's just got her first tattoo. Oh, your second box is just now, Anna? How funny. You must know. Right, in your box you have a fabric marker. Now these fabric markers are really good for this because it will come off the tile eventually if you give it a good rub. So here are some of the ones that I did earlier, but if I just get this bit of, so this is a one that I did with a stencil. You can see the brown on the outline. So this is the paint, so that's not going to come off. But the brown on the outside will come off if you rub with, can you see I've just rubbed that off? And even you can rub it off with some water when it's all dry completely. So this is why we're using fabric markers, because it will go onto here, it'll stay enough so that you can draw. If you want to put some paper underneath your tile to stop it scratching your table, you absolutely can. Right, so shall we get on? Oh, sorry, Libby, I missed that. Right, so when you've done your second circle, right, I'll go through it again now, okay? So we're going to do the cross. But Libby and Mary, so you've got you're here, aren't you? You've got your main circle. I'm going to draw it on here. I'm going to draw it without a compass, so please ignore the fact that it's not going to be very neat. So you've got your main circle there. Can you see that? And then this is your central point. Where I crossed, I don't know if you can see there, this is the point where my cross, where I did my straight lines, and that's the point where it crosses that main line. Oh no, 3 of your tiles are chipped. Oh, Sandra, I'll send you some more. Oh, that's really annoying. Happy left-hander day. I'm not a left-hander. Is my thing mirrored? I'm a right-hander. Does it look like I'm a left-hander? But is it left-hander day? Right, sorry. Where the straight line meets the circle, then you do the same circle around. We'll try and do it on there. So this circle goes round there. Oh, you can't see that properly. That was terrible. I probably need a Sharpie for this. Right, so then that's the circle that I did. So where these two circles meet, that is the point of the next circle. So you draw that one. And where that circle meets the middle one, there, then do the next one. Okay, and then you do that all the way around. So where the circle that you have just drawn meets the middle circle, then you do it again. Once you've done that, so you would have so once you've got these two, you want to do the extra one outside, then you use that point. Okay. Does that explain it well enough? I know it's a bit tricky here. Right, I'm going to do it again on my tile. Right, so we're going to cross it, and these ones are a bit different because they're square, so it's probably easier than doing it on a rectangular piece of paper. So we're going to draw a line. I wonder if I've got a black fabric pen so you can see what I'm doing a bit better. Or shall I? Because you can't see that green. I can see it, but you guys can't see it. You've all got a slightly different colour. Right, very sorry. Excuse me just a second. I'll get a black. I'll get a Sharpie. Okay, I'm going to do mine in Sharpie so it won't. Oh, good, Mary. I'm really glad that you've got it now. I'll do mine in Sharpie. It won't really. It might come off a bit harder than yours, but at least you'll be able to see it. So be careful when you do your crossed lines because your ruler might mark it off, rub it off. Oh, yeah, and this is the reason why I didn't send you a Sharpie, because that's not going to fit in there. Oh. Right, so your fabric marker should fit into your compass. It is quite tight, you have to open it right up, but it will fit in. Okay, so yeah, sorry, I'm going to have to use my green one. I did have a black one around here somewhere. Right, now for the middle point, we're going to use one of our little coaster feet, and we're going to put it in the middle very gently, because we are going to need to use this again for the feet, because I was supposed to send some extras. I'm really sorry about that. So you should be able to eyeball where the middle point is, and then your what's it called? Oh no! Oh, my live has gone in sugar. Oh, my live just went dead on TikTok. Sorry, everybody. Apparently, I think it had said, are you still active? Right. There we go. Back on TikTok. Right. So we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to do a central circle. You decide. You can do smaller circles. I might do a smaller circle, and then we can add more circles as we go out. Right. So we're going to do a circle with our thingy. Is everybody okay? We're going to use our dot and we're going to move it around. Stick it down very gently because it will take up some of the ink. But all we want is a rough outline. Because we're getting creative. We're going to use our creativity for this. Oh, Kate's got a mandala on a tile. Yeah. That's very exciting. Oops. My dot started moving. That's not ideal. Oh dear. Oh no, the ink's got on it. Might have to hold it still. No, it didn't do this before. That's really annoying. Oh gosh. Oh no! How are you guys doing with this? Because it is not working for me today. I've done this already and it didn't, and it was fine. Right, I might have to just hold it. Oh gosh. You found it easier not using the dot. See, this is my genius idea, but it's actually not working very well. I think it worked much better. Oh yeah, do you know what? It worked on the radial one because the dot stayed in the same place. Sorry about that. Okay, let's try not using the dot. This is going to be a bit more tricky. You might have to hold it down. Did you turn the tile, Kate? Oh no, turning the tile doesn't work. No, you just got to be very careful, haven't you? It's okay. It's working. We're doing it. Oops. Probably work if you had more patience than me and you let it dry. Let it dry. Okay, I'm going to redo some of the that one. How are you all getting on? Really thought the dot was a genius thing. It's not really worked, has it? It's okay, we're going with it. And that is the joy of creativity, isn't it? Like, some things go the way you plan, some things don't. But you keep going until you make it work. And then I'm going to do the next row. Careful where your dot is. Did you do a double layer, Kate, or did you just do one layer? Is everybody okay? Oh, blue tack in the middle. Nice. Do it on the back for ones you can't see. Hold it down tight and turn the tile slowly. There we go. Keep sliding. Right, try and maybe put it on something that is a bit slidey. It worked for Kate to hold it tight and then turn the tile slowly. But you need to make sure that the pressure is on the point and not on the pen, if you know what I mean. It's a bit tricky, isn't it? We are problem solving as we go. I'm so sorry about that. I think what I did the radial one and was just like, yeah, that'll work perfectly, which it did for the radial one. Yeah, I think that works quite well actually. If you get the right angle and you turn it. Oh. If you're finding it's moving too much, maybe go back to the dot in the middle and do more of the radial one. Sometimes they don't match perfectly, but you just find the point in the middle of where the dots meet, where the lines meet. Right, I've got a couple more and then I'm going to get on with my paint. So if you've done enough, have you done enough that you have some space for mandalas? Not mandalas. Second tile now, double layer. Go on, Kate. Amazing. How are you doing, Mary? Are you stressed? I hope you're finding a way of making it work. And then I've got one more circle there. Don't forget the last one. Okay, right, I have finished my first tile. There's the lid. Okay, I'm going to show you. So that's what it looks like. You can see the initial cross in the middle. You see, it's hard to show you with that light. Okay, so we've got our lots of different circles and you've got those little flower shapes. So we now have a guide. Right, what we have in our box of paints is this is actually fabric paint and it's lovely, but it's also really, really hard wearing. So it's great for this because there aren't many things that will stick to a ceramic tile and stay. but this fabric paint is really lovely and it does stay. It kind of has, it almost has a bit of a tacky feel to it, which means it, whatever you put on your coaster is not going to slip around, which is great. Okay, so you've got a palette. This is the bit where you can get creative and you can do whatever you want. You can, right, we have these lovely dotters, which there are thinner points that you can use like a paintbrush, and then you will all have one, the green or the blue ones, I think, or potentially the white ones, which have got a bit of a bigger dot, and they're good for dot work, which is what I've done here. Don't be tempted to use the nozzle for your dot work. You will get an air bubble. It will splurt out everywhere and it will ruin your mandala and it will really annoy you. So this is why we've got the palettes. So there are many options that you can go for. You can do some dot work. This is kind of a half finished one. And as you can see, all of the outlines are all still there. And it's not quite filled in. This one, as you can see, this is all the outline, but the mandala dots have been done with these ones. Oh, Mary, I'm so sorry. You're finding it difficult. Do you have any blue tack? Someone said that they used a bit of blue tack and that was very helpful. Or maybe even just a tiny piece of, I think that might stick. Maybe what you need to do is just put a dot in the middle and do the radial technique and do your lines going out, because then you can do one like this. If you do your lines maybe 0.5 centimetre, or your rings 0.5 centimetre wide all the way out, then at least you've got the markings. Right. So this paint does take a little while to dry, so you need to be very, very careful that you are not going to smudge it. So the best way to do it is to turn your tile and to start from the middle. So you're never going to be leaning over and going over yourself. You're going to be working from the middle and working out. I just used that as an example. We're not going to be using that. So if you want to, is there an inner? No, there isn't. I'm going to start with the dark blue. Going to add some paint to my palette. And I'm going to use the bigger dot. Keep your kitchen roll handy, because you don't need to wash them off with water. You can just dab them off with your kitchen roll. Oh no, Emma. Right, we have done a bit of mandala teaching and now we are painting. So it might be that you need to watch on the catch up, Emma. I'm so sorry. Right, I'm going to do a big dot in the middle. I'll just do a little bit of painting and I'll get people starting with the painting and then I'll draw another mandala, okay? Mary and Libby, if you want to be doing, you can just paint with this paint on your paper. There's another one I did earlier on paper. So it works just as well on paper. Just have a little go at the, just painted all over the back of this. So you're just using it as a guide, okay? So just carry on maybe and just do it on the paper. Right. I'm going to, oh, a couple of my lines have, I'm just going to hand draw them in. Move that in. Okay, so I'm going to really go for this flower of life kind of shape. And I'm going to colour in all the little petals on the inside bit. You've had to rub out your tile. Oh, I'm so sorry. Maybe if you're really, if you, oops, oh, sugar. If you are struggling with it, maybe just do the radial thing. Put one of the dots in the middle and then keep doing the radial ones, because you will at least have some markings to be able to do a tile like this. Right. I'm going to start using this tile paint and colour in so you can use these as paintbrushes, and you can also use them as dotters. So if you want to do colour in a little paint, a little petal, that's absolutely fine. Or if you want to do, so on those petals, I'm going to do a little blue petal all the way around. I'll do them first and then I'll show you how to do the dots. So as you can see, like I said, I'm going all the way around. If the lines are stressing you out, then I would, like I said, I would absolutely recommend the radial technique. Or just find the central point and start doing circular dots all the way around. Be careful not to rub off your lines. Okay, so I've done the little flower in the middle. Okay, and then so the shape of these means that you should be able to get a similar size dot with the pressure. If you get enough paint on, you can do tiny little dots with a tiny little amount of pressure, or you can get bigger dots with a bit more pressure until you have the same size dots. And then if you want to change colour, you just rub your dotter off onto the kitchen roll. And I'm going to get some pink. So you are very welcome to just colour in the spaces, or you are very welcome to follow the lines and add some dots to follow the lines. This bit is the bit that you can be as creative as you want with it. So I'm going to try and do some pink dots. Actually, no, I think for the site, for the camera shots, I'm going to be, so you can see, I'll do bigger spaces, bigger areas of paint, because then you might be able to see it a bit better. Right, I think, shall we start another one in a sec? If you're happy carrying on where you are, then carry on. If you would like me to start again with a different tile, we'll do the radial technique. Okay, and then we should all be able to do one together with a dot. And like we've said, if the tiles are stressing you out, just do it on the paper. Let's just carry on and do one on the paper, because the most important thing here is you're learning a new skill, and whatever level we are learning it on, whatever material we're learning it on, we're still learning that new skill. Right, I'm going to finish this pink bit. This paint does take, I mean, it will be dry tomorrow morning, but it does take probably a good 72 hours to properly dry. Right, so I've just done a little bit of a paint in the middle of there. So you can continue and just paint each little section, and you've got yourself a mandala. Shall we start another tile? And I can go through for Emma. Emma, I would do it on paper first, but I'm going to do it straight onto the tile, okay? So what you need to do is get your ruler and your pencil from your compass. I'm going to use my fabric pen because I'm doing it straight onto the tile. We're going to draw a cross from each corner of the tile or of the paper. It doesn't matter that the paper is rectangular and that the tile is square. We're just going to draw a cross. Okay, I'm going to draw the cross so that you can see where the mark is, but what I'm going to do is actually with my finger or with your piece of kitchen roll, actually take out just the tiny middle bit of that cross, because you'll still be able to see where the middle point is, so that the sticker sticks, if you know what I mean. Right, I'm going to get one of our footer dots and put it in the middle. Okay, are we all here? And that should stick quite snug. Right, so now we've got that, we're going to go and do a radial mandala. So if you would like to, you can mark with your ruler 1 centimetre at a time or 0.5 centimetre at a time, whatever you want to do. You can just increase the size, because it doesn't have to be exact. You can do bigger spaces, smaller spaces, it doesn't really matter. Right, so we're going to put our compass in the middle of that dot. So this is nice and secure now. So if you want to try again, let's go and do a radial one. Okay, I'm going to do a smaller dot first because they are the more tricky to do. Can you see what I'm doing there? So I've got my dot. It looks like it's off center there, but I think it's just because it's the camera angle. Okay, my dot. Okay, and then we are going to do a bigger circle just slightly outside of that. Maybe half a centimetre or a centimetre, whatever you want to do. This is all just a guide to help you get your creative on. Okay, and we're going to keep going, add more and more circles. Some closer, some further away, or very uniform, whatever you want to do. I'm going to do some smaller ones, smaller gaps between, and some bigger gaps between. Okay, I'm getting towards the outsides, and I'm still going to keep drawing my lines, but you might go off the edge, and that's fine. Just be a bit careful that going off the edge doesn't change the spacing of your compass. Is everybody okay? Okay, I've done so as you can see, I've done some lines further apart and some lines closer together. They don't have to be exact. Okay. Now I'm going to remove my central dot, and I'm just going to start painting. Okay. So we're just going to use the lines of our guides, well, the lines as guides. And what we're going to do is just the same pattern all the way around. Try and keep, oh, you wish your attention span was better. Well, you know, you just got to find the thing that draws your attention. Because sometimes when you get into something, you then really hyper focus on it, don't you? Okay, so I'm using my dabbers again. I'm going to go with the same colors. I'm going to do a big blue dot in the middle. How's everyone doing? So with these, you can kind of see that you can just put your dotter in the middle and smush it round until the circle feels central and circular. And then I'm going to get another one, and I'm going to do 4 of those same dots around the outside where the crosses met, the outside circle. Can you see what I'm doing there? Hello, kitten. No, that's not helpful, is it? Everybody meet lovely. Oh, good. I'm really glad you're enjoying it, Kate. How's everybody else getting on? Resorted to cheating. I'm drawing around something circular. That's absolutely not cheating. Whatever works. Do you know what the thing is about anything creative? I think we're all very, I don't know, there's no rules to this. There's absolutely no rules to this. If it doesn't work one way, do it another way. That's perfect. I'm really, really glad that you've done that. Find a way. Well, you've been creative in your problem solving, and that's wonderful. Okay, so I've gone for the dot in the middle, and then I've done 4 dots on the outside, trying to keep them roughly the same size. This is a conversation I have with people all the time. That people say, oh, I'm not very creative, or I can't really draw a stick man. It drives me mad because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what this looks like at the end. Obviously, it's nice to have something that you're really proud of and you are, you know, you've made it and you want to show it off, and that's wonderful. But you know what? Just get into the flow of it and make something. It really doesn't matter what it looks like at the end, because the fact is you are taking time tonight to sit down and do something creative. And I know it sounds really cheesy, but that's the goal, not the end point. The goal is this. The goal is doing it and just trying to relax and just get into it, make it work the way you want, play with it, be curious, just see how you go and see what feels right. If you hate the way I'm doing it, do it your way. Find a way that you enjoy. What's going on with that one? That green one. Oh, there we go. It just had a dry top. Oh no, it is a bit dry. It's no good. The green one I used before was not dry. I hope none of yours is like that. Well, no green for me. It's not green, it's turquoise. How are all your turquoises? That's weird. I've had a load of these before. Let's see if my other one is okay. Oh yeah, that turquoise is fine. Weird. Hopefully that's just a one-off and I got it. Charlotte's loving it. I'm glad. So, like I said, there are no rules to this point. You can do circles. If you're doing circles, try and use the guides to make the circles touch the outer edge and the inner edge, or they can go over the edge, but what they need to do is the same all the way around. So if I want to, from here, do a big, what's it called, like teardrop shape from the inside to the outside, that's absolutely fine. But I also need to do exactly the same here and here and here. So if I want to do a teardrop from here to here or here to here, that's absolutely fine. I could do exactly the same thing, but I need to do the same thing here and here and here. So all of these guides are just to help you get the symmetry. Try and just focus on, oh no, your turquoise is dried out. I wonder if there's something we can mix with it. That's really annoying, isn't it? See, I've got one that I had before and it's absolutely fine, but that one is... I'm really sorry if the turquoise. I'll have to send a message to my supplier. It's not ideal. So I'm going to do a big teardrop with this. Oh, thanks, Kate. I'm so sorry about these dried out paints. It's a shame I didn't get one of those when I was trying them all out in the first place. It must have just been one of the boxes. They came in boxes of 6. So hopefully... Oh, it was okay after a good shake, Georgina says. Kate, have a go. Maybe have a go at that. See if it needs a good shake. I admit, don't know. It does feel pretty solid. I don't know, actually. Maybe it would be all right after a good old shake. Yeah, it's quite... I think it is quite dry. Maybe it's usable. I don't know. Maybe not. Sorry about that. Well, you've got lots of colours. This fabric glue as well. Obviously, you can now do mandalas on your clothing and things like that if you want. It's also very good for as an adhesive. So if you wanted to stick some rhinestones or little diamantes or anything onto things, you can do that too. Oh, does it say you can add a bit of water? Oh, that's good to know. Where does it say that? So, yeah, the best thing now is just to try and get into the flow and paint. Emma, did you do this one? Did you try it on paper? Oh, this is totally welded up. Is it similar to that one? Such a shame. Might be worth putting some water in and giving it a shake. Oh no, Anna, yours is dry too. What a pain in the bum. Well, I'll complain to them and I'll see if I can get some more colours from them. Oh, Charlotte just looked it up. Okay, you should be able to, hopefully, add some water. So now I've got those basic shapes. I'm going to then just be a bit creative in between. So now I'm adding 4 little dots around my bigger blue dots. It is up to you how you fill in the spaces of your mandala, and that is what makes your mandala your mandala. It's kind of like a mindfulness practice mandala drawing. I should probably have looked at the psychology of it a little bit more, but there's a whole load of things about the Zen, feeling of using this practice to draw something and to kind of switch off and try something new. Oh, it's all the turquoise ones. Oh. Sophie gave you a quick tutorial before you kindly did it. Oh, good. Did you try the radial one and the are you guys together, Sophie and Emma? Oh, we've got a few mothers and daughters doing it today. That's really sweet. Love that. Right, I'm just going to go around with this and then I'll show you what I'm doing. I can't believe I happened to open the one, it seems to be the one turquoise that isn't dried up. It's very annoying. Has anyone tried putting a bit of water in it and seeing if that... I should probably be the one to do that, shouldn't I? Right. Libby and Mary. So first I did the central dot, okay? Then I did the 4 dots around the outside and they were all touching the outer circle where the straight lines were. Okay, and then I did a teardrop. So it's all about looking at the points, okay? I might do a couple more teardrops. But look at the point where they start. So if I did a teardrop from this inner point, I've done it with the turquoise, so it's not very clear. So find the inner point and then do it to the outer point and use your dots to guide you as to where the inner point should be, and then go straight out to touch that outer line. Okay. All together through the power of Alexa. Love it. Let me just get some water and just see if I can make this a little bit wetter and see if I can make it work. One sec. Yeah, you really only need a tiny bit. I think I've put too much in mine. Right. I think I've added too much water now. Dry blob in the bottle. If anyone did the third template, how do you get started with the paint? Is each leaf the same colour? Right. It is completely up to you. But for the mandala, I would try and keep it so that each section is the same. So if you do, you see this one? So I would do each of these the same colour, and then each of these the same colour. So kind of try and see it as each, as you go out, you want them to be the same colour all the way around. So if you start from the middle, whatever you choose to do. So if I was going to do something in that space, I'd do the same there, the same there, the same there, the same there. Don't try and go a bit there and a bit there and a bit there. You can if you want, but for a mandala, it's supposed to be a repeating pattern. Okay, so I would go the same color here to here to here to here to here, and then when you do this section, it's completely up to you, but I wouldn't see that as a flower. I would see that, and that, if you see what I mean. I'm going to do the same for YouTube. So I would start with this inner space, do the same thing all the way around. And if you were going to add a color here, I would add the same color here and here and here and here. So don't see this as a flower. See, as you go out, repeat the pattern around this central point, okay? So I would do the same for this, 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 this. But again, it is completely your choice. Jimmy, we are at the painting tiles stage. So I've got to this with mine. I've done some dots, I've done some teardrop shapes, and I've done some smaller dots. Let me open this and see if it's... Yeah, I think I've done it a little bit too wet. But it might be that I can... Oh, no, it does seem to work, mixing it with water. So if you want to just put a couple of drops in, you will all have turquoise. Don't put as much in as I did. Maybe just add a little bit at a time. But it does seem to be mixing in, so that's good. I think it just needs a really good mix and a good shake. How are you all getting on? You can probably hear that mine's really running. Yeah, I think that needs to be needs a little bit of love. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of purple. So now I've got this pattern. Again, I'm going to try and keep it symmetrical all the way around. Just think of every first dot you do, work out how that would then repeat around the circle. So you can just do a random dot anywhere, but try and work out where that would be. If you split it into 4, it's quite easy, or 6 or whatever. You can work out. So if I did a dot here, secondo, there, see my purple dot here. I know that I also need to do one there and one there and one there, because that's repeating the pattern. I need to do one there, and one there. Okay. It's about filling gaps wherever you feel like they should go, but trying to make it link up with the rest of the mandala. Use the lines as your guides. So I've done 4 big purple spots. And then I think what I'm going to do is then try and go round and do smaller purple dots, but coming in. Let me try and do it so you can all see what I'm doing. I'm going to then do some purple dots around, but slightly smaller, and going in to the middle here. And a smaller one there. I'm doing exactly what I told you not to do and leaning over the rest of the paint, but it's quite difficult because I want you to see what I'm doing. Can you see that? So I'm doing 3 dots on either side of the big purple one, going round the pink. And this is literally just an example of what mine is going to look like. So yours can be completely different if you want. And if you're trying to get smaller dots, you're probably working this out now. But for a bigger dot, you can move your dotter around a bit more. For a medium dot, you move it a little bit. And for a smaller dot, you might just be able to do a little blob because these things are rounded at the end. So it should, in theory, give you the same amount of paint with one blob. So you get that small dot. Okay. We're starting to see some symmetry. Okay. Now, I've completed a painted one. Super simple, brilliant. Keep it simple, that's amazing. But does it look great? Are you happy with it? That's the most important thing. Okay, now what to do? I could do a big, do you know what this, it's all about whatever, like look at that when you start the next section, like look at the space that you've got. So I want to fill in these little spaces here. Can you see? Each 4 of these little spaces. So take some time to think about it and then repeat it, okay? So I maybe will do how about a heart maybe? It's quite a nice little space for a heart. I'm going to do the bottom point in between those 2 little heart dots. And I'm going to fill that space, although you can't really see very well with this colour because it's quite a similar colour to the tile, but it's fine, I'm doing it. I'm going to do a heart shape. And you can kind of put enough paint on and push it around until you're happy with where all the placement is. See my little heart? Yeah. Okay, and then I'm going to add another little heart in all the other sections, the other 3 sections. So this mandala just happens to be split into 4, it looks like, because I started with 4 of those dots in the first place. But if you start with more dots at the bottom, you will have more sections to fill in. Oh, good. I'm glad you're happy with it, Kate. Are you starting another one or are you done now? Really try not to get frustrated. I know this is probably the most I guess off-piste box we've done so far, because it really is something that you kind of have to find the way yourself. You don't follow exactly what I'm doing, and that's what makes it amazing, but that is also what makes it quite scary sometimes, because you know, it's nice to just follow the plan, isn't it? But what we're trying to do with these boxes is increase your creativity and increase your confidence in finding the way that you do things. And a lot of the time that is in getting it wrong before you get it right. Well, not even getting it wrong, but you know, trying things, thinking, I like that, or I don't like that. I'd do it differently next time. And every time you feel like that, you're learning something new. You're learning how to do something. You're learning, you know, how to use a different medium. And that is what is wonderful about this. Right, I'm going for more pink because I like the pink because it really stands out. I'm going to do a pink dot in the middle of the heart on the line. On the outside there. Well, maybe I'll do a little line of pink dots all the way around the heart. And count your dots. When you're in a section, try and make sure that there's the same amount of dots if you are doing dots. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, including the middle one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's so cute. Oh, Kate's going for a second. Oh, TikTok's trying to kick me out again. It's okay, we're still there. Is everybody okay? How are you feeling? Hello, Kitty. Hello. Right, Emma, would you like me to go through the Flower of Life mandala technique? I'll go through that again with you now if you want. We'll do it on paper. And the rest of you, are you quite happy getting on and painting? Trying to keep your mandala repetitive. Starting from the middle, whatever you do, you repeat it all the way around. I suck at drawing the thing of life. Have you tried it? Oh, have you done it? Has Sophie been trying to show you? So it seems to be the flower of life is much easier to do on paper, as we have found this evening. So the radial technique definitely seems to be easier. Although, do you know what? I did it on that one. How did I do that? I've used those sticky dots and it's obviously stuck. So I don't really know why it hasn't worked so well with mine tonight. So I'm very sorry about that. All of these things have been tried out and they worked very well, but they have not worked very well tonight. Do you want me to go through it again, Emma? Or are you happy with what Soph's taught you? Jimmy, we've kind of started all of them so that people can just continue at their own pace. Going to do another couple of, what am I going to do now? I'm going to do a big dot from that purple one, and then I'm going to do them getting smaller as they go out. Using my lines as guides. Okay, right. Emma would like a demonstration. I'm leaving that one as a unicorn at the moment then. I'll show you a bit closer. This light is quite difficult and reflective. Right, let's get a piece of paper then, Emma. So get your pencil. Find the middle point again, just by doing a cross. Make sure your pencil is sharpened because the ones that come with those compasses sometimes not very sharp, so that's what I've put a pencil sharpener in. So then put your pencil back in the compass. Okay, now I would open this to maybe like an inch, inch and a half. It doesn't really matter exactly. Put the point of the compass right in the middle of your cross and draw a circle. Whether you want to turn the paper or turn your compass is up to you. Some people find it easier to turn the paper. I was turning the compass until people told me that it was easier to turn the paper. So whatever you decide to do. Then at one of the points, any of the points, but just choose one where the straight line meets the circle, put your compass point on that space. And this is the only time we're going to do this, is just this one time when the straight line touches it. And we're going to draw a circle there. Okay. So you have 2 circles. Right. Remember that this is the middle one. And we're going to do that again. We're going to go round whichever way you want to go round. Clockwise or anti-clockwise. It doesn't really matter, but remember which way you go round. So this is your middle circle. At the point where your circles cross there, put your compass point there, and we're going to draw another circle. And then when we've done that circle, from where that middle circle then touches that circle, which will be somewhere around here, there'll be another meeting point like that. And we're going to go again. So this next one is going to go from that point. It's hard to see now because I've been looking in the screen, and then I feel like I'm going to be doing it backwards. Okay. So then we're going to go either way. So whichever one, where this middle one meets that one, we're going to go from that point there and do another circle. Okay. So ignore the straight lines from now. We only use that straight line once. Ooh. And if it comes off, get your central point again. Okay, we're going to go all the way round that middle circle, like doing a circle from that point and a circle from that point, and then there'll be one in the middle, okay? And they will all meet that middle point as well. They will all meet that point in the middle there. So then I'm going to do another circle from there and another circle from there. I don't know whether my cat's got something. And then at that point, and then the last one, sometimes it's a bit confusing as to where the last circle goes, but it's where those 2 circles meet, that point there is where the last circle is going to be. Okay. Have you done that? No. So now from here, you can either draw a circle around the whole thing to, like I've done on this one, you find the outer point. So if you put your compass in the middle and move this to the outer point of the outer circle, then you can draw a circle all the way around if you want to. You can also continue this pattern using the points where these points meet. If it starts to get a bit confusing, feel free to use your fabric marker to just do a little dot at each point where you need to start the circles. Do you see that? And then you can go again using those circles, and you start to get an even bigger circle of life. You may even go off the edge of the page. If the lines don't meet perfectly, don't worry about it. Just put your point in the middle, roughly, of where the lines join. Okay, and there you have. So you've got your central point here. You've got your first circle, you've got your outer circles, and then you've got the circles all the way around there. And then you can also keep going and you can find the points and continue this pattern as much as you want. You've managed to break the compass. So this bit tightens and loosens. Is it gone like that? That can help you draw your circles if you want to. I find that is not the way. You can kind of lock it in place as well at an angle, but tighten that bit up. Okay, and then all you can do, if you want to, you can just colour in these sections. You don't have to do any dots if you don't want to. So, how is everybody doing? I think, is there anything else you would like me to go through? I've tried water, but no difference so far. Oh, that's annoying. Oh, that's not the one. This one has definitely got waterier, but I think it needs a really good mix, maybe with a stick or something. And I think I did put too much in, but maybe a little bit of a, yeah, that's definitely, well, it's quite watery now. I think water definitely works. You just need to get the right amount. Right, how is everybody getting on? Would you like me to go through anything else? They do take a little while to paint completely, so you have quite a lot to be getting on with. I'd really like to see your finished or your in progress coasters. So I'll put all of these here. Oops. And as you can see, there are many different ways to draw a mandala. So the radial one is very nice. And once you've done all of your shapes, what I would recommend is using the black and doing tiny dots as equally as you can in between all of the... Oh, come on. Go in focus, please. Oh, there we go. Why does it work when you put your hand behind it? I don't understand that. It obviously thinks there's a face there. put tiny little black dots in between, and it really, really kind of makes it pop. Please don't feel disheartened if it hasn't gone the way you want it to, because it's really the kind of art style that you can just build on. Keep it really simple at first until you get the hang of the paints and the drawing, or just do a load on paper first. And then if you want to just do your radial designs on your coasters, then go ahead and do that. Whatever you decide to do is the right way to do it. So please, please don't feel like you've done it wrong, or, you know, just keep going until you're happy with it. It's the best way. It's lovely paint, it's very forgiving, and you can just keep going, keep adding more and see how you get on. Please do join in with the Curious Octopus art makers Facebook group. Oh, great, Kate. Thanks for sending a picture. And if you are happy with me sharing the pictures, let me know. If you would rather me not, I'm absolutely happy with that as well. So please don't feel like you don't want to show me because I might share it. I'll always ask your permission first. I really hope you've enjoyed mandala drawing and coaster painting. I'm sorry if it's been a little bit frustrating. But you know what, like I said, sometimes in the frustration is where we learn the most. So please, please don't let it get to you if it has been a bit frustrating. Try again, and the next time it'll be better, and the next time it'll be easier, and you will learn a bit more, and hopefully you'll get into the flow of it and you'll really enjoy it. And I hope you are happy with what you've designed today. Please send me what you've done. And yeah, I hope you've had a really, really lovely evening. And yeah, I'll speak to you soon. Keep in touch, send lots of messages on my social media if you can. And yeah, is there anything else I've missed? Is there anything else that you would like me to do? Thank you. I really enjoyed that. Really glad I treated myself to a box. Oh, you're very welcome, Kate. I'm so glad you did. Thank you. And yeah, I will let you all know as soon as possible when I've like solidified what we're going to do next month. I hope you've had a good time. Lots of love. See you later. Bye. It takes me ages to stop them all. Bye. And bye.